All right. Your name?
My name is Michael Ingenito, I think.
All right. So, just for starters, I am an atheist, and Michael is a non-denominational Christian. Um, so, how do you think your religion differs from other denominations of Christianity?
Non-denominational Christian is more of just like a sort of a belief rather than practicing, because when you have to talk about Protestantism, you have the different sects. You have like Baptists, you have Methodists, Lutheran, all Presbyterian, all the different types of denominations, and they sort of kind of follow the same thing. I believe I don't really go to many different churches outside of the one that I have at home, which is non-denominational. So I think they just have different practices that they put in place and different sort of sacraments and traditions that they have in place. But it's sort of like the same ideal, same belief system. It has the Bible as like the sort of foundation for it, but they just go about it in different ways. There's a form of worship and there's a form of outside prayer. That's just sort of the difference. The non-denominational, it's more just like you don't really have many practices. You just follow the Bible.
Okay. So, with that being said, do you think there's any way that your values differ from the values of other denominations of Christianity? For example, like Protestant or Methodist or Baptist?
Values, I don't know. It just honestly depends on how that organization or that church decides it wants to put in practice terms for itself, because there's obviously vastly different ways people can interpret any sort of media, any sort of written word or anything that is not 100% in stone. Even writing has different ways that people can interpret it. So value-wise, I don't think is too far off, but definitely practice-wise. But I think values are sort of the same.
Okay. So for me, as an atheist, I believe that all humans have a right to be happy. No one should be judged by anything, or no one should be judged by any other person, or I don't think they should be judged by any sort of being, which I think, in a way, you believe that humans are all judged by God.
Yeah.
So, do you think that you and I differ in any sort of way, like, other than the idea that I don't believe that we're being judged, do you think that that makes me any sort of different from you? Unless that's a badly worded question.
No, I don't think it's badly worded. Outside of like religious and everything, I don't think we're entirely different at all. We're two human Homo sapiens of the same species. We have the same, not identical, but the same genetic makeup. We have, 43? I haven't been in biology in a while. Chromosomes, I think. And religious-wise, obviously, I'm of the belief that we're all children of God and only God judges. So obviously, there's a lot of people out there that are hypocritical, that say, only God can judge and everything, but they're out there, doing the most hypocritical things, judging people, not living a way that one of the commandments is love thy neighbor as thyself. Treat others how you would want to be treated. It's like people don't really value that, and they are quick to judge and quick to persecute, which is kind of dumb, because the whole traditionally what you want the whole religion of Christianity is about is accepting everybody for who they are, and knowing that because we are God's children, we should be able to help and love one another and not see differences, like earthly differences in each other, because that just causes conflict.
So if you were trying to get someone like me, like an atheist, to start thinking about maybe believing in like a non-denominational Christianity, what would you say to them to make them?
Man, I haven't really been much of a evangelical person. I don't know exactly what to say. It would just be more about my beliefs and how I feel about certain things. It's everything is different for every person. So I don't have like the one little the guidebook that the telemarketers use to get people to convert. But I would just say that obviously you can't prove there is a God. You can't prove there isn't, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's one of those like catch-22 kind of things. So I was just, open up and at least if not fully believe, at least get sort of like cultured in a way because that's what I feel like in general is just a sort of destructive part of human nature is not being able to open up and see different point of views because people are so closed off. I feel like even if you're not trying to convert to a different religion, the at least knowing the basis for it and getting more cultured in it will let you understand people more and be able to give you better ideas on how to approach people and not just brush them off. But like I don't know if I would like I don't know how to like go, oh hey, do blah 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 automatically like, oh my god, I want to be a religious person. I don't know how to do that, but I at least would like people to just open up and be like, hey, there's knowledge to learn there, even if even if it's not anything that'll help you later on in life. It's just something that we know to help you with other people.
So, how do you think your religion has affected your family life, if at all?
Well, I was brought up religious. I've been to church a lot. I play in the church band whenever I get a chance to. Back at home, I have too much time at college and I have a weird sleeping schedule to go to church down here. But it I was kind of sheltered as a kid. I like my part of it might not even be religious. It's just I wasn't. My parents could really get me out and do much stuff. I played a little bit of sports for a while, but then after I just kind of didn't show interest in it, my parents just didn't really push me to do much else. And I didn't really get out much. I didn't go hang out with a bunch of different friends, so I didn't get to like experience a lot of different stuff that most like high schoolers would have experienced. I had to experience in college. Um, my mom is probably the most religious one out of my immediate family, and she was like really sort of like guard dogish. She'd always kind of like watch over me. Even now, like me and my dad, we want to watch like a movie or whatever, and if it has anything that's kind of iffy, like a little bit of violence, or even like just regular language, like she just kind of gets upset about it, and she's like, they don't really have to say that. Like, it's just a word. Like at the end of the day, it's just a movie. And then, she just gets very overprotective sometimes. But like, other times when I tell her stuff that's going on in college, it's kind of funny because she just laughs at, oh, that's funny, I can't believe you did that. I'm like, yeah, I know it's illegal, but I don't know why you're laughing. But yeah, she was but like it never hindered. Sometimes it just gets kind of annoying because it's just like, oh man, I want to watch this cool movie. Me and my dad both like, yeah. She's like, no, watch rom-com because it's more holy. That's not really more holy, but she's just like, yeah, it's just not what I like.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where sometimes entertainment got in the way, but there wasn't any like backlash. There's never been like arguments. Sometimes her religious beliefs can also interfere with her political beliefs. And like I honestly I don't really swing either way politically. But I just kind of like go based off of one, like just what I believe is more right and stuff. So I can just like flip flop. I'm more of a person on policy rather than people. But her religious beliefs kind of get inside and make it more one sided, and she'll like kind of say some stuff that kind of seems a little ignorant sometimes. But other than that, there's never like nothing's really been bad about it or anything like no extremes come out of it.
Okay. Well, those are all the questions that I have. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me over. It's a pleasure. Oh, wow.